Okay, so let's create the header with the teams and the author. So I'm going to go back to the header component that we have inside posts. And right here, we need two different components. We have the team and we have the posts. So that's what we're going to do right now. I'm going to go right here inside the return, and I'm going to return first the team information. So I'm going to call to a function that is going to be called team info. Open and close. And this team info is going to receive whatever we are passing inside props as a team. So I'm going to say props dot team and data. Data. I believe we passed it as team data. Yeah, team data. Very good. So this function is going to be using a different component. We're going to do it right now. So it's going to be const team info. Team info. Just like that. And it's going to be equal to whatever we are passing as argument equals to, and then return something. So what we're going to do, we're going to return, and this team data is going to be an array of objects. So at first, it's going to be empty, and we're going to be making reference to keys inside this team. So if it's empty, we're going to get an error message. So first, I'm going to say, if we have a team, we want to return something. We want to return this. But if it's not, we want to return null. So this team that we're going to be returning, for now, we don't have this component, but I'm going to create it right now. I'm going to call it team info. Okay, and this team is going to be passing some props. It's going to be whatever we are getting inside teams. So I'm going to say team, and then just close it. We don't have this component. I'm going to create it right now. And now remember that this component, this team info, is going to be this part, the logo and the name and whatever. And we're going to be using this outside this posts, outside the tiny posts. We're going to be using it in videos, but we're going to be only using it inside articles. So what I'm going to do inside articles, I'm going to create a new folder that is going to be called elements. Yeah, whatever, elements. Elements makes sense. Elements. So you can call this whatever you want, doesn't matter. So inside elements, I'm going to create a new file, and it's going to be called teaminfo.js. And teaminfo is going to do just a simple task. It's going to be rendering some data. So it's going to, first we need to import React from, and then React. React. And now we need to use some CSS. Since we have a CSS right here, I'm going to go ahead and import that. It's going to be import styles from articles.css. Now this one is going to be just a stateless function. So I'm going to say const and then team info. It's going to be equal props because we are going to receive some props. Close, and then we're going to be returning some data. Since we are going to return some JSX, what we can do parentheses. So this is going to be a div. I'm going to export this, export default, and then it's going to be default team info. Delete this, and this one is going to be team info. Now we need to include it right here at the top. So we're gonna say import, and I believe how we should call it team info. Same thing than before. Makes sense, right? Yeah, team info. Why not? Team info, and it's going to be from elements / and team info. Okay, so at least we should be getting team info. So that's good. It means that it's working. So okay, so now what we need to do, we need to create the template that is going to be displaying the data. This is the easy and the boring part because it's just CSS and markup. So first, the container is going to have a class name of styles dot article team header, whatever. Now this div is going to have two main parts, the left and the right. And again, we're going to be using flex. So I'm going to call this class name equals to styles.left, and the next one, you guessed it, it's going to be class name right. Class name equal styles.right. Good. So this left this the only task of this left is going to be just displaying a thumbnail, which is going to be the thumbnail of the team. So again, just like we did before, I'm going to add a background. I'm going to add an inline styling of the actual background. So it's going to be background, open and close, and then template strings. And it's going to be URL, open and close, and this is going to be inside images, forward slash images, /teams, /, and then we need to pass the team logo that it's inside props. So if you remember, we are passing props.team, so we should be getting this information. It's props.team.logo. Okay, so it looks good. What else? If we check the original one, we have the team name, and we have the the season results. It won the 23, and they lost 12 games. Okay, so of course they are the Cavaliers. They win a lot. Okay, so in the right, we're going to be doing this in the right side. So first, I'm going to say div, and inside I'm going to add a span, and you can tailor this to whatever you want. It doesn't matter. It's going to be props.team, and we need the city name. And then what we have, if you check the JSON, we have the team.name. And inside here, we're going to create a different div that is going to be the winning and losing information. So this is going to be inside a strong, open and close, and we have win, and we have the data of how many games they are winning. So it's going to be props.team.stats. You need to check the db.json. Let me check it right now. Let's go to teams. You have stats, and then wins and defeats. So I'm going to go to teams, and it's going to be props.team.stats, and then wins. Then we have the defeats, and we do pretty much the same thing. Props.team.stats, then 0, and defeat. I like that word, defeat. Sounds nice. Okay. So I'm going to go right here, and we get the information. We get Cavaliers winning, losing, and of course we don't see the logo because we need to add the CSS for this. So let's do that. I'm going to go to articles and start adding that. So at the top, we have right here inside team info, we have article team header. So I'm going to start with that one. So first we're going to add a border of 1 pixel solid, and then it's going to be gray, C5, C5, C5. Makes sense? Good. We have a border bottom of 0 pixels. We don't have a border. What else? We have a background, and the background is going to be a white background, 1, 2, 3. A margin, and the margin is going to be pretty much 5 pixels for all, but not for the one at the bottom. Okay. Everything is good. So this one is going to be a flex container. So we're going to say flex. We're going to do justify content to center, and do the same thing with align items, and then center. Oh, center. There you go. Let me close it. Okay. So again, we have a left and a right container. So I'm going to go ahead and just do it right now. It's going to be left, and we're going to have a fixed width of 57 pixels. We're going to have a height of 50 pixels, whatever. We're going to have a background size because we have a background. We have the thumbnail of the team. So it's going to be 65%. You can do this. You can put whatever you want right here. It's going to be important. Close it. We're going to have a background repeat, and it's going to be no repeat. And then again, important. What else? We have a background position. We are almost done, guys. I know this is boring, but we are almost done. It's going to be center and important. Okay, we have the right side, so I'm going to say right, open and close. We have a flex grow, and it's going to be 1. What else? We have a padding left. We're going to add some padding to the left, because otherwise it's going to be just stick to the left side. We're going to have a font size of 10 pixels. And we're going to make it a little bit thinner with font weight. Let me find it. There we go. It's going to be at 300, really thin. Okay, so I'm going to go back, going to reload the page. And we kind of get something. It's really small. Let me see if I made it right. No, not 15. 15 pixels. Okay, so we are not getting the logo. Let me inspect and see why. Maybe the information is incorrect. Oh, I made a mistake right here. Let me go back to team info. I'm saying styles and it's not styles. So whenever you make a mistake on a property, it's going to pass this as an object. And this is not what we want to do. We want to pass some inline styling. And this happens, I'm getting object because it's not styles, it's style. Sorry for that. Okay, we get the team logo and we get Cleveland Cavaliers and the wins and the defeats. That's good. It's working. So now let's do the same with the article, with the post right here, with the article information, the date, and the author. Again, we don't have a component for this. We need to create it. So I'm going to go back to the header. I'm going to create this. I'm going to open and close. I'm going to create something that is going to be called post data. And I'm going to be passing two things. I'm going to be passing the props.date and then the props.author. Everything is inside props. I'm going to go here and create a function that is going to be serving this information, post data, and we're going to receive the date and we're going to receive the author. And this one is going to return something, so we don't need to do this. I'm going to delete this and do parentheses. And we're going to be returning a component that calls post data. We don't have it just yet. I'm going to create it. Now we're going to be passing two different things, the author and the date. What we can do, instead of doing date, then it's going to be equal to something and then author, what we can do, we can create a prop that is going to be called data or whatever, and then pass an object of data and author. That it's simpler. And I'm going to close it right here. We're going to get a mistake, an error, because we don't have this component. We need to create it. So I'm going to go to elements, just like we did with team info. I'm going to create a new file that is going to be called post data.js. Data.js. So this post data is going to pretty much do the same thing. We need to import React from React. What else? We need the styles, so import styles from .. and then articles.css. We need to create the actual component, so it's going to be post data. It's going to be equal to props because we're going to be receiving props, and then we are going to return some JSX so we can use parentheses. Okay. What else? We need to export it. Export default and then post data, and right here we're going to be returning some JSX. We're going to do it right now because this one is really easy. It's going to be class names, and we're going to be I'm going to add a class to this component. It's going to be styles and article and post data. Okay, so this component is going to have two different things, the date and the author, and it's just a simple div. It's really simple. So I'm going to be I'm going to get a div with something that says date, and inside the date I'm going to have a span with the actual date. If you remember, we are passing the props, and it's inside props.data.date. Good. We have a new div with the author, and we do the same thing. Author, span, open and close, and then props.data.author. Okay, so let's check it out. And of course, this is happening because we are not including this post data inside header. So I'm going to go right here at the top, and I'm going to include this post data. It's going to be import post data from, and then .. elements and post data. Good. Okay, so it says that data it's not defined. Where are we passing data? It's not data, it's date. There we go. Okay, we get the date and we get the author, so everything is working. The only thing left is to add the styling. Again, sorry for that, but we need to do it. So I'm gonna go to articles and I'm gonna go just below right. I'm gonna be adding article. I believe it was called article post data. Yeah, it was. Article post data, open and close. And again, we're gonna have a border of 1 pixel solid and then C5. Oh, C5, C5, C5. We're gonna have a border bottom 0. Pretty much we're gonna have the same configuration in this. We're gonna add a few more things. So I'm just gonna copy border bottom, background, and margin. You know, you can copy it as well. We're gonna have a padding of 10 pixels. We're gonna have a font size of 13 pixels and a font weight of 300. We're gonna make it really slim. And what else? We're almost done. We need to style the, let me reload. And, oh, okay, we are not getting anything. Article post data, let me make sure. Article post data styles. Well, we should be getting it. Let me post data, let's save it, reload. We get it. Date and author and whatever. Okay, that's good. So I'm gonna be adding the span for this. You know, we're going to be changing the span information. This one, it's a little bit bold. So I'm going to be doing that, and then we're going to be done with this video. We're going to finish it on the next one. So it's going to be article post data. We're going to add span, open and close, and a font weight of something. Font weight of 500. There we go. Okay, you know, looks nice. We have a tiny mistake right here, but everything works nice. Now, the thing is that the good thing about this, the cool thing, is that whatever, if we want to include the team info and the post data inside the posts or maybe news articles or videos or whatever, we can. The only thing that we need to do is to pass the information that we need to render, and that's it. We're gonna be able to reuse it. All right, let's go to the next section and finish this and finish with the article. The article is going to be really simple. It's just a title, an image, and a text.